to everyone watching me right now. My name is Yvonne, and I happen to be one of the first readers of I Thought It Was Over by Odrigachi C. Peter. That's the name, that's the author. So, for a second, take a moment and look at the cover of this book. If you look at the cover of this book, you will understand that this book has multicolors, and these colors are not really joyful. It's a mixture of happiness and sadness. Okay, so you have to understand that you're gonna find tragicomedy moments in this book. So it's gonna be kind of a mixed feeling, but we're ready for that. So, before we begin, let me tell you, perhaps you do not understand what an autobiography is. An autobiography is a non-fiction genre. A non-fiction genre is a kind of book where the author writes this book himself. Because he writes this book by himself, you actually find personal pronouns. It's personified because it's his book, and you're gonna find personal pronouns like I, my, So trust me, this book is a must read. When I read this book, I felt like, wow, it changed the perspective of my life. If you're a big dreamer, trust me, you need to read this book. If you're coming from nothing and you want to be something, then you definitely need to read this book. Trust me, I have gone through this book, and when reading this book, for a second, I thought the author's life was over. Okay, so when you go through the first chapter, the author tries to explain to you where he's coming from, his beautiful village. It has 11 chapters, and each and every chapter actually explains why the title of this book is I Thought It Was Over. So chapter 1 actually begins with the beauty. He brings us back to his childhood, the beauty of his beautiful village where he grew up, where he took scary walks at night, a village without electricity, and how you could actually follow the moon, the light of the moon, walking in the dark, traveling miles, and actually coming up without any bites, any snake bites, or any scary animals attacking you. So no lights, but then everyone is so happy, comfy. And also the third chapter, he tells you the challenges he went through as an adolescent. He tells childhood to an adolescent and how he didn't go through and why he didn't make it that way. And also at this point of his life, there was a moment where he actually thought it was over because there was a sickness that attacked him, and everyone actually knew that he was going to die. You know, this kind of a thing where everyone is like trying to give you a farewell, and they're just staring at you in a village where there is no electricity. From their village to where they can have the best doctors and facilities, you have to walk miles. There was no frequent transportation. You have to wait for days in order to car that's going to transport you. So in a situation like that where we had no doctors, like let me not say doctors, we had no good doctors who could actually cater for his situation. So everyone in his community actually knew that he was going to die, and it was such a critical moment for him. So after going through this, he actually knew that nothing was beyond him. And then I take you to the fourth chapter, where he went through high school and through university, and he made sure he worked so hard. If there's anything I took from this book, is for you to dream big. Because of his background and because of where he grew up and because of the people he saw around him, he began to develop interest and began to dream big. He dreamt big of becoming, there was this father who came to their village and who was so respected and everyone loved him. And trust me, he saw this man as his role model and wanted to be like him. And so that's why he did what he had to do and focused on the points. There was never a moment where the author wasn't focused. Every second of this book tells you how the author was actually focused on getting his goals. Okay, I bring you to his life in the university, and his college life was not as easy as though. His college life was definitely one of the worst because he found himself in a university where no lecturer or just 1% of the lecturers spoke his language. So what do you do at this point? So some people will give up, but then he didn't give up. He tried as much as possible to learn that language just so he could pass or win over his courses. So I tell you, this book is a must read. You won't go through this book and be the same person again. Yes. And so then I take you through the next chapter of this book. Graduation into the world, knockdown, change, yes. After you must have had your degrees, what follows you. Sometimes people think that, yes, I'm done with college, and so after you're done with college, that's when you understand that the world has two colors. If you've been to college, then you understand what I'm talking about. So the author actually makes us understand that yes, after college, his life was not easy. His life was not as glorious as they always promise. When you're going to school or when you're studying, you'll be like, oh, after I'm done with this level, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. Life is just going to be easy. But hey, wait a moment. It's not as easy as you think. After you're done with your degrees, you definitely have to face the world, and trust me, it wasn't any sugarcoating. So after that, he had to change his continent. He changed and moved to another continent where he knew no language, no one, nobody, no godfather, and actually he didn't actually know how to speak this language. Yes, perhaps he had someone in that country, but then they were not so close. So yeah. And then I take you to the next chapter where he welcomes us to China. Yeah, everyone knows that China has never, back then or even now, it's not an easy place to live in. Anyone who's been to China, and then everyone is wondering, what's going on there, the communist law there, does it affect you, the population and everything? Hey, it's not an easy community, but then these people are so sweet and really good. So yes, it's a daring thing to do. And so he tells us how he tried to survive in this strange world, and also 1001 Nights, the sealed book. He tells us how he survived, from how he moved from one location to another, how he actually tried to squeeze himself into the world and the Chinese community, and how he made it. And then after going through all of this, he actually encountered one of the biggest tragic moments of his life, where he actually passed out for some days before coming back to life. So guys, this book is actually a must read. And so after that, you might think it's over, but hey, it's not. You still have to go forward and forward, and the author still moves on after all these tragedies. He moves on, accepts life as it came. After going through all of that, at one second, when he thought it was over, he was like, hey, is this going to be over without me having to have my own family, my own wife, my own kids, So yes, he embarked on this journey, found someone, went ahead, found someone, and got married too, and actually moved on with this person. And they had to work together to come up with something great. And trust me, today he's super proud of who he's become. And then it didn't end there. He went ahead to install businesses and tried to open another business, one of the first foreigners to actually own his education business wholeheartedly in one of the biggest cities of the world, which is Shanghai. Woo! So he actually owned that. And as if that was not enough, he went ahead to create jobs for hundreds of people. He went ahead to create jobs for them. He went ahead to actually help people get jobs, people from anywhere of the world. So we can actually say that the writer is a philanthropist and also someone who loves people. You know, if you know the author, you will understand that he's someone who actually loves people, his family, and what more of you. He's ready to help anyone at any time. And also, you know, you get to know how his life, he brings you to a chapter where he was detained, you know, being detained in a country where you have no one. You will understand that it's really a moment of thinking that it's over when it's actually not, you know. And then he brings us to a moment where he became a family man. I can't really say that in one video, but I encourage you to read this book. I thought it was over is a very, very interesting autobiography where the author actually speaks really, really deep. And if you're reading this book, you will actually feel that deepness in your soul. I bet you, if you read or go through this book, you will never ever be the same person again. Your life perspective is going to change as well as your whole being. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video till the end. And trust me, this book, hey, one more thing. You can find this book on Amazon. We have a pre-launch date. It's already on pre-order on Amazon, and it will be launched on the 9th of June. And also, I will put the link below this video or in this video where you can actually click on this link and it takes you to the link on Amazon. You can find this book on Amazon, the e-copy, and it will be officially launched on the 9th of June 2024. And also you can find this book in Yaoundé in Cameroon. There is a website for that, so you can actually buy a copy of this book, read it for yourself, read it with your children. I bet you your children could read this book. I recommend this book to each and every one of you, your family members, your kids, and trust me, when they read this, they're going to learn to dream big and accept life the way it comes and know that life is not easy. You must keep going, you must keep fighting. Life only ends when you die, and we have to fight that battle. Nothing good comes easy. We must work so hard to achieve the best of our lives. All right guys, from my love to yours, I say bye for now, and read this book and write down your reviews and tell us how you felt after reading this book. All right guys, he want to know more, I want to know more, and yes, you want to change your life. Bye guys.